court to God. The white man is the devil.
See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white man. Need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that. Let bygone be. Boy, ask you to stop and ask you to profit. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I tell you won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up for parole because of the COVID. It feel like the hoes in this world that don't go together. Know it's gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settle. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the prophets. You know, like we all come together. Cause you know, they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world and know. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the prophets. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to I'm with step, I'm solid for show. For the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go. Let's go. I ain't taking no loss, ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep it slave. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, got your baby pass through the fire. Ask you the prophets, that baby soul belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Therefore will failure, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Plus your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop and ask you the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
Shalom, this is the I.S.U.P.K out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the direction of Commandant General YAHANNA. And we are the sub-branch in the United Kingdom at 3994 Lodge Road, B185PW. We know.
Headpiece with you this way. Yeah.
This is the script. This is the Monday class. And we have class on Tuesday, which is a brotherhood class. And Wednesday is the history class. And Thursday, scripture breakdown class. And Friday, we have Lashwan Kwadash. And on the ends, and we have the Saturday morning Sabbath class.
All right.
So today, we are going to talk about what does the Bible say about fornication? Because we see that fornication is rising up on the double. And a lot of brothers and sisters find it very hard to understand what it means. Because, you know, the older woman is supposed to teach a younger woman how to love their husband. And plenty of times, it comes down to a bag of argument in the house. Just over the rights of a man. But then when the man take on his housely duty, the woman is sometimes slacking. The woman is done sometimes slacking on her duty, saying that, oh, she do all the cooking, she do all the cleaning, she take care of the kids. But then when it comes to the man's side, when he has to take care of all the bills and make sure that everybody is well fed and clothed and have a warm place to sleep, nobody pay much attention about the man. So
right.
now, sometimes the man, when he get too much frustrated, too much of the lip service at home, and he just can't handle it. Most of all, he's out there grafting really hard under the oppressor. And sometimes, even some of the other workers there give you a hard time. And then you come in again and you have come join. Oh, my life. You have to come into this lip service at home. Everything is on your shoulder. Oh, your dad come, go and let him do this for you. What were you doing at home? So just as I walk in tired now, expecting to get a shower and get a nice relax time. Yes, pay a little attention to the kids, yes, so they know that I still appreciate and love them because they're here. But then, oh, you're out there all week and you don't pay me no attention. Yes, because the bills need to be paid likewise.
That's right.
So when I come in and I said, okay, I give you a kiss on the cheek. And what you want from me now, make you come kiss me up. You know what I mean? So you have to say, wait, when you push, when you go look somebody else now. Because I'm happy if you come see my family. Why me can't come in and give you a kiss of affection to show you that me appreciate all you have done for me and the kids. Well, this is why most men start go out there and the home get broken up because the wife pushing them away. So as the topic is, what does the Bible say about fornication? Let's go to Genesis 2 verse 24.
God. Genesis 2 verse 24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh.
They shall be one flesh. So your duty is to your husband.
That's right.
Likewise, your husband's duty is to you.
That's right.
Not neglecting your other responsibility, because a man cannot neglect his other responsibility, knowing that you have to be fed, you have to be clothed, you need somewhere to put your head, and most of all, you need your hair done. Because that's one of the things we like to see in our women. Really polish up them face. Not with makeup, don't get me wrong. Your hair is done properly and your face look bright and chirpy. We don't want to see you come in looks like some big saggy baggy. Walking out, your face just hung down like some Bex bull all day long. No, you're supposed to cheer us up when you come from the oppressor's house. Once we look at you, we feel that love and that affection coming from your nice, warm, welcome smile. You must, once a man take on that duty of leaving his mother and his father, and you're married and become one flesh.
That's right.
You must work together, not against each other, because anything work against each other will create friction, and unnecessary friction that goes up in fire. You don't want that in your house. You want your house to be a happy, welcoming home for your husband and the kids. And likewise, when you go out, the same thing applies. So when you are pushing away your husband that God gave to you, because remember, God say he gave a wicked man to a wicked woman. So you understand that there's always a friction against each other there. But you don't want to be that wicked husband that get a wicked wife, not the wicked wife that get a wicked husband. Else it's not going to be a happy home. There's always going to be some form of spark kicking off in that house. And then when the kids they grow up and start taking side, the whole thing start even expand. Because everybody's going to pull different direction now. It's not only back and forth. Now it's sideways, up and down. Fornication is something that destroy the house. It destroy your body.
That's right.
You come in, a man that worship the flesh will have disease in his flesh. He will have all kind of affliction. Likewise, it applies to the woman. Because when the woman go out there and sleeping with a lot of men, you're going to bring something home. You didn't buy from the store. You just go out there like a little whore and bring it in. No, we're not saying we are calling you whores. But if you display that behavior and come in with it, that's exactly the label you're going to get.
That's right.
The man is just the same, right? If he go out there and he brings something home to you that he did not buy from the store, then he's just as a whore, just as you.
That's right.
So it's one for another, not one against another, because there's no house that divided can never stand. So fornication is not something good for you to bring to your house. If you have to have more than one wife, then you must sit down and agree to it, because Two cannot go one place unless they agree. So if you had a wife in the house, say, okay, the pressure is too much on me, bring in another wife, and she's happy with that, then that's fine. Even make it more happy and jolly. Somebody have to welcome you and make you feel happy when you come home from work. At least more things will be done and everybody will be happy. So if you going out there, remember, it's only applied to a man. You as a woman cannot have more than one husband.
That's right.
So don't get all excited now and stepping out of your house so you think you can go out there and do that. No, it only applies to a man. Because man must be the head of the house and the rules is laid down by a man and slowly trickle down from the wife to the kids. Okay? So nobody is above the rules. Even the man himself have to apply to the same rules as the Most High apply himself to the same rules. He cannot tell a lie and he will not lie to you. And he will not mislead you. But he will show you the consequences if you step away from what he's guiding you to. Now, if we go to Matthew 5 verse 27.
Matthew 5 verse 27. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery.
Thou shalt not. So when you see these people in them polygamy relationship running up and down, yeah, and some of the other people who God tell us, so when you go among these people, do not take on the behavior of these people. You can leave your wife, and when you come back, you see your wife pregnant, and you have to accept that child. Not in the Israelite realm. We don't do things like that. Your wife is a wife, and if you leave her and come back, she's supposed to still be your wife. You can only divorce her if she fornicates and you find out. Then you can give her a bill of divorce according to the Old Testament in Moses' law. Right? So under these circumstances, we must adhere to the rules that the Most High laid down. And it was only laid down for you, because you should be an example to all other nations. And do not follow their wicked ways. Now, how would you explain to your child if they come and see you living such a filthy life? What are you going to tell that child? What are you going to tell that child? That, oh, you make a few mistakes when you were younger? Yes, we are prone to fallables. But don't take it as a habit, man. Explain to your child that when you were young, you never understand the rules. But as you come along and you understand the rules now, apply yourself to it. Right? We all have to face challenges when we're making change for better. Because when we're making change for worse, it just come as swift a bit more than you could have ever expected. But when you're doing it for the better, you have all kind of challenges to face. So never allow yourself to be too complacent when it comes to doing the Most High rules, because it is your biblical duty. Ain't no spinning around and spinning around it, right? We all have to go by the rules, right? And that rules we must hand down to our children and our children's children. So be not afraid to ask questions, and if there's any question online, please do not hesitate to drop them in the question box. We will answer as much as we can.
That's right.
So can you proceed with Matthew 5 verse from 27 to 20?
Matthew 5 and 27. And ye have heard that it was said of them by old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her, have committed adultery with her already in his heart.
If a man look at a woman, another brother's wife,
that's right,
in an affectionate way, yes, we know sometimes when these ladies pass us, they smell like a walking flowers, beautifully dressed, and always, sometimes your head turn without you controlling it, and you have to take a break at the back part, and we know, say, yeah, she looking good, but stop there. Compliment her as a sister and as a brother's wife, but don't even think of say, oh yeah, I would like to have a word with her. Ain't no word more than a compliment. That's all you need to do, right? Because Plenty brothers are grown up physically, but are still young emotionally. And they would take it out of proportion if they just see you looking on their wife too long.
That's right.
Right? Remember, everybody deal with things emotionally different. Not everybody can hold their own and say, okay, I know my wife is looking good. He maybe just really say, oh, wish his wife was like that. I wish he could find a woman like that. But some brother won't look at it like that. They will look at it like, this is a challenge for my wife, so I'm stepping up my game. And that's where some arguments start, and some little jiffy arguments are going around. Going to another brother, yeah man, I noticed how you're looking at this, and so I'm looking at the wife. And they keep on prodding and pushing the argument until it blow out of proportion. And it's like, some people get excited when they see physical activity going on, right? Yeah, they like that. So they get a kick out of that, so they can go and sit down and have a big laugh and mockery of what is happening, right? But if your wife respect and love you and respect herself, then she will, if another brother approach her, she'll say, look, I think your conversation is a little bit too strong here.
That's right.
So I won't entertain it. And I will bring my husband into the conversation. And that time you will understand that woman, her whole mind, body, and soul is devoted to that relationship. You cannot bring nothing to her that she will ever think of accepting or even consider entertaining. So brothers, please respect your brother woman. Respect a sister's husband. If he's coming on to you, let him know, say, look, you are not entertaining this under no circumstances.
That's right.
Because you have already choose the relationship you want to be in. This is not no polygamy organization. If you want another wife, ask a brother if she knows of any other ladies out there would like to be a part of a relationship with another wife. Okay? Don't go jumping here and there and creating problems in people's house. Because sometimes when you break up somebody's relationship, you know how hard it is for that person to overcome. I've seen it. Where pastors slept with a man husband right in Gloucester, where I'm from. Pastors slept with the brother's wife in church. And up till this day, if you pass the brother on the street, all he's saying, you shouldn't do that. He shouldn't sleep with my wife. He has his own wife. Should he come and do that to my wife? And you have to say, no, it's wrong. See, I know I was telling the truth because he shouldn't be looking at my wife in church. I didn't take him there. You have something to say?
Yeah, like you said, man, listen, it can end up in death, Some man will cry about it. Someone will kill you for it, man. It's not even wrong.
Some man will kill you because you have killed their spiritual confidence in them. So taking your life would be because you are stupid. You have a wife, speak to your wife about another relationship. Don't see a brother's wife in here and come and try to take it. That's rude.
That's right.
You're creating problem in our house. And remember, some brothers in here respect other brothers more than other brothers. Even though we love everybody, but there's some level of confidence with other brothers. And if you try to hurt that other brother, then other brothers will step in and say, no, I've known this man long enough and his relationship with his wife is good. You shouldn't be coming to destroy this. And that's the truth. You should not come in here with that kind of intention to create any mischief. How would you feel to have your house and somebody come and break up your happy home? Remember, you're not only taking away the woman, If kids are in the relationship, you're destroying the kids. Because every kids like to see their parents together.
That's right.
Even though whatever is happening is not pleasing to them, but they always like to see their mother and their father communicating and having a relationship.
That's right.
I myself, when my dad died, I wish he was alive so he would still be with my mother. And we can live as a family unit. But guess what? That's none of their fault. It's just time for him. His number calling is expired. So that's how it ends. But in here, we don't entertain that kind of behavior. Live according to the rules that the Most High give you. Every man must have his wife. The same thing God said to King Solomon. If you had asked me for my wife, I would have given it to you.
That's right.
But you go and take that man wife and put that man husband, woman husband, and put him before the battle so they could kill him. Right? And when the prophet came and asked him, If a man has 1 cow and another have 100 cow, and that man take away that 1 cow from that other man, what should happen to him? He said, tell me who it is, let me go and kill him.
That's right.
And when the man said, thou art the man, David needs tremble. Sorry, Solomon needs tremble. David needs tremble when he realized that he is the man that is trying to take away that man, 1 wife. And he's so in love that he don't even care about the hurt, that he put the man before the battle so he could die. So you see how the consequences of things can work out when you go and break up somebody's home. You don't care about the person that is going through the hurt, and you don't understand what the retaliation might be. It could be that your whole family is in danger after that. So listen, every man must have his own wife, and that's what you must stick to. In here, we support that. In here, we encourage that. And we will try to groom our kids and friends to take on the same attributes. In this life, the 5-minute or the 10-minute pleasure that you will get with somebody's wife, does it worth destroying somebody's home for that? Come on, man. We're bigger than that. You're supposed to grow past those childish attention-seeking behavior. And what is it going to benefit you when the wife now gets fed up at you and decides that she's more happy with her husband? You think that husband should take out that contaminated soil? No. As a man, you would look and say, if you did love me, if you were devoted, you know how much woman I see out there, and I could step to them. But no, I have that level of respect for you. I'd never let another woman see in the street and speak to you a certain way. I would not give them that time, because I worship you in a level of respect. How can I come home now and you're going to tell me, oh, I'm sorry for what I did? What is that sorry about? The person didn't put a gun to your head or a knife to your throat and force you into a relationship. I'm sure at night or whatever time you have, free time, you play onto that emotional feeling until you entertain it, right until you desire.
That's right.
And what happened now? I must say, oh, effort to put into making that relationship, convincing that woman that you want her to be happy for the rest of your life with her. Wow. In a few minutes, just dash through the window. So what now? Nobody must come and tell you that your wife is not good enough for you. That's who you're going to live with. That's who you're going to spend the best of your life with. So once you make that decision, stick to it.
That's right.
Don't let nobody come and tell you, oh, you see her here and you see her there. You must know where your wife gone when she left the house. Likewise, she must know where you are going when you left the house. So if there's a problem, she can say, okay, he's within the vicinity, about 10 minutes or 5 minutes, he'll be back. Let me call him. But no, when you leave out of the house and your husband don't know where you're gone or where you're up to, you don't know where he gone or where he's up, what is he up to, then your house is big. Your house will start to divide, right? And remember, you're not hurting the man, or you, the husband, not hurting the wife. You're hurting the kids while kids come into it. That's the reason why some people, when they're in a relationship, they don't bring their family into the relationship. Because sometimes that family can get affectionate attached to that wife. And when that wife gone, it hurts a whole multitude of family member. Because that wife first cut is the deepest. Yeah. When she come into that family and she present herself as a nice, lovely wife, and the mom say, oh, I love this girl. Make sure you cherish this one. But then what she's doing slowly festers. And when your mom asks, oh, come on, I seen Rachel for the last few months. Oh, me and Rachel have some issues and I don't know what is happening. What have you done to her? What has she done? Come, bring her over. Let's talk it over and say, no, I don't think she's coming back. Now everybody's going to get all upset and say, oh, I wonder if she was a really woman that she presented herself to be. I wonder what you have done to her. Anyway, my son, I won't hold a grudge against you. I want to see her. No, she don't want to see your mom because she don't know what you tell your mom about her. And that's where another problem comes in. So with everybody getting into that part of the relationship, it just keeps festering like a breakaway sore. And there's no cure for that one. Because the devil now is going to put his little spices into it and everything now is going to start get all flimsy. Right? Her side of the family now is going to start holding grudges against you. Your side of the family is going to start holding grudge against her side of the family. So it's a back and forth contending. And nobody know what might happen physically. Oh, you have hurt my sister in a really bad way. What she said to me, you shouldn't have done that. And I thought you was a good brother-in-law. Some people don't want to hear the two sides of the story. One side is enough for them to start kicking off. Even though you're supposed to listen to two sides of the story before you make a decision. But some people are that hot-headed and quick-tempered. They don't want to hear nothing else. And worse if the sister come home crying and refuse to speak to anybody. Now you bring trouble to a different house.
That's right.
Because remember, even when a girl get pregnant, you know, if you don't have a place now, her problem don't come to your house now. Her problem go to her parents' house. You don't come home with no problem. She always go home to her parents with the problem of being pregnant or whatever the situation is. So as we as adults grow up, if we come into the I.S.U.P.K and get the understanding of what your God, the God of Israel, tell you the Israelites to do, you will be so much knowledgeable than the foolish that they are telling you in those Christian church. Because all the Christian church do is teach you to fornicate, teach you to be a prostitute. Oh, dress any way you please and come into church. God will forgive you. Right? What kind of substandard behavior in a civilized time like this? We all have smartphone, but our phone is smarter than us. All the information we need is right at your fingertip. But guess what? Nobody care to go to that effort. If it's making mix up with your neighbor and creating problems in a relationship, everybody finger is fidgety. But nobody take the time to think how long will this last if we create a problem? What is the total outcome and consequences? So if we read on go to number 28 to 29.
Matthew 4 was it?
Matthew 4. Matthew 5, sorry, Matthew 5
Matthew
verse
5 and 29. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that the whole body should be cast into hell.
So you see, let's put it a different way. If you see something happening, approach it early. Speak about it. Don't wait until it almost going to take your life. Compare your life to one of your eyes. You're going to have problems. And problems that you can't even see yourself going through. So some people not even strong enough, they kill themselves. Because they don't think they can even deal with what is coming. Oh, what my friend is going to say. Because I talk about this woman so much. And now this happened. I can't even present myself to them. So you know what? I'm going to take care of myself from this world. Some people are that serious about relationship, you know. As I said, this guy in Gloucester, he is walking around, staring, stalking, mad. All he's saying, God bless you. Did you think you should take away my wife from me? I brought my wife to church and I bring her in there and he took my wife from me. You think he should sleep with my wife? No. You think it's right? I said, no, sir, it's not right for him to sleep with your wife. But this is what happened when you're going to those Christian churches. Right. When you're going to religion, right? You don't know what kind of intention the pastor have when him sit up there, because he feel like because he's on the podium and he's looking down on everybody, he feel that he's a God over everybody in there. And whatever he says, goes. Look at what when a pastor tells us you must throw tithes and offering, right? He's holding a bank account in God's name, you know, because God is a product in the church, you know, right? God is a product in the church, right? Then Christ is the second product in the church, and then the money. And who hold the bank account? The pastor. God now have nothing to do with the money, but him are the main product in the church. Oh, God will bless you if you put in 50,000. God will bless you if you take 70,000 for a seed. And when you plant that seed, you could be watering it with prayers upon prayers. Anytime you go to the pastor and say you can't pay for your medication, you're not praying hard enough. You must be patient. Right? Even when the bailiff is at the door and you call the pastor, he don't want to know.
That's right.
You ask him for any of the money when I tell you, you must not give to God and take it back. God won't bless you, and God is going to curse you for this. But when he might take it, buy expensive things, give wife and him pity them, and I go on holiday, God not see that the part time. So when you're in the church, be careful of the people that you claim that you're going to religion, because religion have nothing sensible about it. Thief, liars, prostitute, lesbian, up to Batman the pulpit. Batman the pulpit to preach. So when I go tell you there now, God love everybody same way, and that is not fornication. It's a different kind of love. So how that they love you explain that kind of? Is it LOVERLUV? Eh? That the kind of love not exists nowhere in the Bible. Because God knows that a woman and a man can procreate and multiply. But you tell me how two men or two women can procreate. See there, two hands. You can't use one hand to clap. So if you put two women together and them clap, ain't no progress coming there. If you put two men together and them clap, ain't no progress coming there. But when we tell you about fornication, fornication is a serious offense, right? So if my brother could go to Matthew 5 verse 32.
Matthew 5:32. Ira says, Salakia, sir. King David, you mean?
Khan.
You mean King
King
David?
David, that makes it well. King David.
The book of Matthew chapter 5 verse 32. But I say unto you, that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causeth her to commit adultery. And whosoever shall marry her, that is divorced, committeth adultery.
So you see, the only way you can put away your wife, if it's fornication. But that don't give you the right to go out there and either go fornicate, because your wife can put you away likewise. Because this thing don't work one way. You cannot go out there and create problem and come back to your house and your wife must not say anything. If you want another wife, sit down and discuss it with your wife. Right?
Right.
Sarah did discuss with Abraham about Hagar. And she gave him all the reasons why she wanted him to go into Hagar, her handmaid, and bring forth child. Because she herself would not bear child to support the wealth that Abraham have. So she take it upon herself and make that decision. When God came to Sarah and said, Sarah, by next year this time, you will have a son. And Sarah, when Sarah laughed, God said, why do you laugh, Sarah? Is there anything too hard for me to do? Sarah denied that she laughed, but God knows she laughed. Abraham himself likewise laughed. But guess what? When it come to pass, God says, listen to your wife, Sarah, put away that bond child, because he will not grow up with my son. So God never approved of what a child with Abraham have with Hagar, the Egyptian, the bondwoman. And that's where you get Ishmael, the wild child. Because that relationship was a wild relationship, not approved by God. So so Ishmael become a wild child running up and down with all kind of bomb on himself. Right? So you see what fornication can bring? Some wild things in a relationship. And some of them are incurable. It destroys the spirit in you so much that ain't no returning for you. You're gonna die in it. Right? So never because you see a brother's wife and she look good, that give you the right to approach her in a certain way. Have some respect for your brother woman. If you even look at the woman, look at her with a loving eyes, complimenting her. And say something nice. The brother is taking care of you quite well. Don't talk about our sister like you give her a talk around the corner. No. Have some respect for yourself. And don't try to destroy somebody else's house. Because whatever goes around must comes around. You ain't going to destroy somebody else and you live comfortable. Ain't nothing like that. Your judgment will be coming on you differently.
Right.
Because in your mind, you already fornicated her. That filthy thing that you've been thinking, you already done it because you already tell yourself, say, yes, it's going to happen. Right? So remember this. All of us are prone to fallables, but let it be the minor things, not the major things that will cause disruption in a family. Because destroying a house is never a good thing. You're not only destroying somebody's family, right? Your desire not only destroying somebody's wife, they're destroying the kids. It interrupts the whole flow of a family, right? And then you now think, oh yeah, I'm a cocksman out there. You ain't coxing nothing under your own destruction. You're just cocking a gun for your own destruction. That's all you're doing, right? So if you go there and think, say, yeah, I've got that brother wife and look at him walking around with that bitch, your bitch is going to be a different bitch when for your preference for your destruction come by you.
That's right.
Because when your wife now realize what you've been doing, and then that brother realize that what you've been doing with his wife, then it's going to be a different day. You weren't no brother. You're the devil in disguise. And your wicked intention, you shall pay the consequences of it.
That's like your if I may, it's not just the parents and the wife. You've got to think about your children as well. Because how you're raising your children, what are your children thinking when they're looking at a fornicating father or an adulterating mother? Remember, we make whoremongers out of our women. Sorry, we make whoremongers out of ourselves, and we can make whores out of our women. And that's why we have these laws, statutes, and commandments. So
that was quite heavy when you had that weight to that statement, because we always know that when it happened like that, it just not remain one place. The word is gonna start spreading. Okay, I don't see with your wife anymore. Well, me and her is having a little difficult time. Why you and her having a difficult time? Is there something we can do to make it right? Well, you have to talk to her. When you hear the woman's side of the story, nobody's gonna agree with you.
And what are we showing our children? We're raising whores and whoremongers amongst our children. They're gonna watch what we're doing, and they're gonna behave. They're gonna feel that when the right time comes for them, they can behave the same way.
That's right, because the living example that we show in front of our kids, you think they might not hear or see what you're doing, but it's slowly written on their mind. And when they grow up, like, oh yeah, I remember my dad do this. I remember my mom do it. I used to see my mom and my dad argue anyway, so it's not a problem. My dad used to bring another woman into the house, so it shouldn't be a problem when I do it. But your dad didn't tell you that he might have some dangerous disease that he bring home. Right? And you're lucky that passed on from him to the wife, then to you, to kids. And some of these diseases are terrible. It's not like you can go in the bath and wash it off. Some of them take your life and leave back victims behind, because that is a punishment. You love the flesh, and the flesh destroy you. So for the sisters out there having a good husband, support your husband. Give your husband that respect in front of a man who want to think he can come break you. Because some women are really jealous, you know. When they see a man of decent family structure, they get jealous. They don't know the effort and the work that is put into that to make it look that good. They just say, oh, that family looks so, they're so together. And she find a way to worm her way into the relationship and break it up. Likewise, the brother will see a nice family out there, a man with his wife and everything looking good, and he find his way, worm his way, tell some lies and convince the woman. And when the poor woman fall for that, she realized, oh, my life, I'm breaking up my happy home for this. My husband was doing better for me than what you coming with. Not only financially, but physically and spiritually. We were in the Bible. We were doing all the right things. That's why our family relationship was so blossoming and so glowing. But look at what I left into my family. A wicked worm. And he hit through the structure of my relationship, and look at me now. My husband don't want me. My kids don't even want to know me because what? I have messed up. And it's not like that kind of messed up can turn around and say, oh, sister, I'm sorry now, but I'm going down on one knees to show you that I love you. No, that trust is so broken that she don't even want to look at you. What else? What else you're going to convince her after she devotes so much of her life for you? And what are you going to say? Oh, you know, we all make mistakes. Yes, but that kind of mistakes are childish one. You're an adult now. Your kids look into you. Your wife look into you. My family who are introduced to you are looking for you to stand up as a husband beside me. What am I going to tell them now? That you're a bum. You're a worthless, useless man.
Right.
Eh? You are the devil in disguise. I would never go out a road and make a man look for me and tell me, say, oh, me too good for my husband. But you go out a road and make a woman tell you that I don't deserve you. And look at what you bring. Disease come give me. Something can cure. And you know what comes after? She will be in the house crying for days and weeks. And maybe after that, she just kill herself. Because I've seen things like that in my country. When they find out what they lose and they can't get it back, it makes war. And that war brings a lot of unhappiness to a lot of people who shouldn't even be experiencing that. A family structure, when God set the standard, work with it. Because you yourself can't even set it. You're not perfect enough to set the standard. So why when God, you pray to God and ask for a good husband. But when you get a good husband, you let somebody in your life and destroy it. You let another woman in your life and destroy it when you pray for a good wife. And what is a good wife? A wife that listens to her husband. Right? They work things out together. She don't run to the neighbor with her business and tell everybody. She sit down in her house with her husband, and when she's ready, she take it to God in prayer. Right? That's a good wife. That's a good husband who seeks spiritual guidance from the Most High. Not from a neighbor who is going to take your business and carry it to the other neighbor, and the other neighbor carry it to the other neighbor, and then you become a mockery in the housing scheme or in the community. Fornication is a poison to a good relationship and a good wife and husband. God is against it, so you must know it's nothing good.
I've got a precept for you for what you're talking about right there, if you want it up.
1 Corinthians 6 verse 18. Go on.
Proverbs 12:4. You want it?
No, if I have it on this, I'm not gonna take it.
Okay, have you got Proverbs 12:4 already?
That's my look on. Go on with this. That's all right.
You got it?
No, just bring.
Okay, the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 4. This is what Officer Moses is talking about. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband.
Say again.
A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband.
You hear what God says? A virtuous woman is a crown. Even a princess or a little girl or a woman, when you put a crown on their head, they feel so elated, so excited, and they can't stop touching the crown to make sure that it feels good on their head. But to a husband, read again.
The book of Proverbs chapter 12, verse 4. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband.
Very much. And everybody would like to wear a nice shiny crown and feel confident with that crown upon their head, just like a king on his throne.
That's right.
You are the king in your relationship, and you are the princess in the relationship as a woman. So you should wear that crown as a wife with honor, with dignity, with respect for your husband,
Right.
and respect for yourself. So guess what? Don't let no little kaba weak back man, or what you call it? Them little slinky back man come jump in your relationship and mess it up and then gone. Because all them I look for is, oh, me spot that, oh, me pat down that, me slap down that, me ride down that, me mash up our bird nest, right? So me shut up our bird nest last night, and I see my walk around and go and I say, I'm a decent wife. Oh, me burn up that bird nest last night, you know. You know what I mean? Don't make nobody look upon your wife. Your wife don't make nobody look upon your husband and ridicule him that kind of way. Husband, don't let no man look upon your wife and say those kind of things. Keep a good level of communication with your wife. If she's going to, you know, woman is very emotional. If she's going through something, don't talk about me can't talk to you right now. No, me can't, I'm tired, I'm busy. No. Spend 5 minutes and hear what she has to say. Because talking sometimes release a lot of emotional stress, you know.
You're talking about listening to your wife? Here's another one for that. It's in Proverbs. It's Proverbs, I think it's 31:26. Let me just check it. About listening to your wife.
That's fine.
But what your wife is coming out with, it must be of the wise. So the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 26. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness.
Read that one more time for those who want to keep to the point. What I'm saying, listen to your wife. She herself. Because a woman do a lot of thinking, you know. Even when we are asleep, they get up and sometimes they look into sit up in the bed and they look around at you. And they are doing a lot of thinking. I wonder if this man really loves me. I wonder if this man tired of me. I wonder if may make this man happy. All of these things are run through our mind. So when you think, say, oh, you just put in the food and pay in the bills, put some clothes on her back, get her money if you go do up her hair and polish up her face, she's looking really. I've been with this man for a long time, you know, and some of the things that he used to do before when you just started out, it's like he's starting to decline from those. But then I'm here every day making sure that everything is okay when he comes home, and I'm being a loyal wife.
Right.
Spend a little time. Yes, the oppressor will stress you at work. But remember when you come home, communicating with your wife play a major part in sustaining the relationship. She wants to hear some of your stress when you have go through at work. So sometimes she can laugh and say something and make you laugh too. I'll give you a good word of encouragement when you go back out. Is there a question online?
No, just a comment.
So I'm telling you,
from a sister about her husband.
I'm telling you, sister, feed that husband and encourage him. And thanks for admitting that, yes, you do have a husband who you cherish and love. So, brother, I'm telling you, you are the head of your house. God is putting you in charge of your house so you can stand up like a man. Right? Read.
You want this again? The book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 26. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness.
So you see, in her tongue is the law, and speak kind words. So you come in, you stress, say something kind to your wife, and she will say back something kind to you. How was a day? How was a day, darling? She will turn around and ask you, how was your day at work? I know you look a little stressed because you're coming from underneath the pangs of the oppressors, but at least you're home, and I'm happy to see you back home. But then you must likewise compliment her. Thank you for showing appreciation for what I went out there and did, and have to put up with and come back home and thank you for the support. A kind hug and a kind kiss on the cheek, or the lips is your wife is want to kiss the lips same time, do it. But show a sense of appreciation, but never let a next man bust a salad. You would not eat that tackle. Yeah? Stay firm. Sidestep him argument.
Okay, Salakia. There's a question online and it coincides with the sister, Denicia Ruth Dabru. It coincides with her comment. She comments that her husband never married her, but obviously she's with a man that she's having physical relations with. But she's obviously talking about a church wedding, a man-made wedding,
Okay.
where we know in the Bible, sex is marriage. God gave us sex for two purposes: to replenish the earth and for marriage. They're the two reasons we're given in the Bible that sex is the definition of marriage and to replenish the earth. The question is from Seeker of the Truth. So the sister says that her guys never married her, but she is married.
Can I just
And
right?
the
Sorry, Deborah Ruth. What I'm gonna say to you, sex is marriage. Don't worry about the ring on your finger, because remember that is what the government benefit from when you have to register the marriage. And when you're gonna divorce, you have to pay for your divorce likewise, right? But God never say anything about that. Who did marry Adam and Eve? There weren't nothing like that. Sex is marriage. That's why it's called a sacred thing between a man and a woman, right? So don't worry about this big fancy fairy tales wedding, because most of those big fancy fairy tales wedding always fail. Sometimes the wife is only looking for them big presents and the attention from her friends and whatever. But a humble marriage like yours will last, because you're not trying to impress nobody else but your husband. You are only living up to the expectation of the Most High and your husband and your kids. Okay? But those who you see them big fancy cars, stretch limos and double-decker limos, you can stand up inside that and everybody see you driving past there, your husband and your friends them throwing flowers and rice and pouring out wine on the ground and toasting, all kind of toasting. Those are the excitement, the people who like attention and live for the praise of the community, not the blessing of the Most High. They don't invite the Most High into their relationship so he can bless it and guide them. No, they want the community. So when anything go wrong, the whole community comes and everybody start their lecture series. And guess what? Your relationship collapsed to the floor. And then everybody's gonna say, oh, look on the big fancy where they put that the wedding at the talk of the town, that the wedding at the talk of the community, and look on them now. They're far as the east is from the west, and then come like puss and dog a war. Deborah, your relationship is sustained by God. Don't worry about the big fancy wedding. We know girls like fairy tale stuff in the but if the relationship is working without that big fancy wedding, give the Most High praise. Because it's sustained not by the excitement, but by his blessing, his guidance. And your kids will see that it's not the big fancy things. It's not that big shiny stone on the finger that keep the relationship going. But the blessing and the respect of you for your husband and yourself. Any other question?
Khan. Yeah, there's a question. Coincides with what the sister was talking about. And the question is from, okay, let me just move up. The Seeker of the Truth. Shalom, sir. What are some scriptures that proves sex is marriage?
Okay. We'll get back to you on that one.
I've got one for you if you want it right now.
Okay. Bring it on then.
Okay, let's have a look at let's have a look at 1 Corinthians 7:1, and we'll read verse 1 and 2. Now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Verse 2. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own woman, his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband.
That is good. I hope that will open your insight about what is marriage in the Bible. So that sex is marriage in the Bible. Now, as the brother read it, 1 Corinthians 7 verse 1. Now concerning the things wherefore he wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. So we know when we touch a woman, it can be like your hands length touch, but in this case, it could be talking about sex, not to touch the woman like that, right? Because it is fornication. It's not your wife.
Right.
So do not even think of doing something like that unless it's a wife. That kind of touch, intimate touch. Then let's put it that intimate touch. That intimate touch that you have your intention. Because we like to explore early, you know. Men like to explore early to say, okay, yes, this girl was good. Just like, well, can we find a scripture when
I've got another one, an even better one.
what about the man who took the man's daughter and after okay, he said that she was.
If I may. Okay. So in 1 Corinthians 7 and 2, it says, nevertheless, to avoid fornication. Fornication is illegal or unlawful sex. Okay, so you're trying to avoid unlawful sex according to the Most High God, according to our records, the Holy Bible, the King James Version, 16:11. What is unlawful sex? Let every man have his own wife. So there you have it. This is the Apostle Paul, and this is his records. And the Apostle Paul saying sex is not fornication if it's your wife. So if you're sleeping or having sex with a woman and you're with her from start to finish and you don't let her go, then that is marriage. Sex is marriage. Sex is only unlawful if you're not staying with the woman, if you're not making her your wife, if she's not your wife. Therefore, what Paul's trying to say here in verse 2 is sex is marriage. Let's finish it. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Now I've got another, if that's not enough for you, let me just see the brother's name. Seeker of the truth. Okay, we've got another one.
Don't go to that scripture. Let's read down to 4. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 4.
Verse 4. The wife hath not power over of her own body, but the husband. And likewise, also the husband hath not power of his own body, but the wife.
Right. So let's read from verse 3. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. So that duty of making your wife happy. You know that sex is marriage in the Bible, right? We just shown you, right? That the wife have no power over her body. Neither the husband power over his body, but belonging to the wife. So when they procreate, it must be of a righteous way, right? Don't touch a woman in certain intimate way unless it's your wife. Sorry.
Genesis 24:67. And Isaac brought her into his mother's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife.
There you go, brother. If it's possible that you go get a pen and pencil and write this down, so at least you can come back and say, when you hear it in the I.S.U.P.K, you get a proper breakdown. Since you call yourself the truth seeker, then we're giving you the home from the home of the truth. We're giving you the truth.
Okay, and seeker of the truth, here's one. So if you don't believe that those precepts were definitive proof that sex is marriage, this one seals it for you. This is definitive proof. These are the records of the prophet Moses. Exodus chapter 22,
Genesis.
verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
That's right.
That's definitive proof that sex is marriage.
Definitely. Well said and well laid out. So please, if you still don't believe, just go back and do the precepts upon precepts, because you are the truth seeker and this is the home of the truth. We are giving into your precepts upon precepts. And there are quite a few precepts to get now. So if you don't believe, then this is not for you.
So like you, can I read that for him again?
This is the Bible dictionary as well, so even the scholars know it's not to the Bible. This is what the white man said. It reads, marriage in the Bible dictionary, an intimate personal union to which a man and woman consent, consummated and continually nourished by sexual intercourse.
Right. Can we go to from 1 Corinthians 7, verse 5? Let's show you that.
Exodus 22 again, one more time.
No. That's 1 Corinthians 7, verse 5. Because he was just breaking down from the dictionary about consent about sex. Right? Listen, let's give you one more precept upon this. 1 Corinthians 7, verse 5. Defraud not the one, defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that he may give yourself to a fasting. Right? So your brother just said in the Bible dictionary that anything you do in a sexual intercourse, it must be consented. Now, he just gave it in the dictionary, and we are giving it 1 Corinthians 7, verse 5. Those things must be consented, or it's called rape. And you don't want to go to prison for rape because somebody is going to rape you. Right? So if you don't believe that sex is marriage in the Bible, and we give you all of these precepts, then the home of the truth, and you are the truth seeker, go and seek it somewhere else. Maybe you want it from the Christian church or the religion part, where the pastor will touch your daughter and your wife and your son. Okay? But when you come to the truth of the Most High, this is what he says. Do you have something there, brother?
No, it's just I just wanted to reiterate Exodus 22 and 16 in case you didn't get it.
Yes, read right there. That's fine.
Okay, the book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 16. And if a man entice a maid, which is a young lady, a young maid in the Bible is what the white man taught as a virgin is. It's a woman without husband or without sex. So you have to understand these records before you can put them into the right context. Okay? So we give you 3 precepts. I'll read on. If a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, how do you lie with a woman? You're going to take her to bed and have sexual intercourse with her. He shall surely endow her to be his wife. Definitive proof that sex is marriage. I hope you've got that seeker of the truth.
Come. So we can go down to 1 Corinthians 6, verse 16.
Kana, the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 16. What? Know ye not that he which is joined to an harlot is one body? For 2, saith he, shall be one flesh.
So you see, you going out there sleeping around with a whole lot of people in the street, paying for what is going to kill you, right? And you come back home to your wife now and bring death into the house to her, and you expect she must just take it like what? She ain't got no feelings, she ain't got no emotions. She devote her life to you. Likewise, the husband. If the wife go out and bring in death to the house, you don't think your husband have any feelings? He's gonna feel uncomfortable knowing that he devote his life to you and want to grow old and celebrate a 50th anniversary of a relationship. And you're gonna bring death into the house because of what? Your harlot behavior, your fornicating behavior. Does it really worth it though? When you have everything at home, why are you going out there to bring that into your own house? And then you're going to say, sorry, like sorry can't change up anything. Is there another question? Are your face looking a little puzzled?
This sister's confused. I'll read a comment to you. Maybe you might want to give her a little advice. Okay, so it's Denise Ruth, the bro again. She says in a next comment after you just gave her a breakdown of her believing that marriage is a husband walking up the aisle. She says that her husband's a priest of the church. Which tells you quite a lot of why they lack understanding on this subject. She says he's disrespectful. He needs to respect me and I need to respect him. How do I respect him? Also, he's always lusting. Oh gosh.
Yes, I see that one. I see that one.
Yeah, he's always lusting.
Yes, I see
after
that
other
one.
women in bars, drinking and maybe liming with other women, and he never calls. He comes home.
Go to work.
He goes to work. That's it. He provides me and my child, his stepchild. That's it. And she does say that he's a pastor. He's a priest of her church. So we know what these priests and pastors are about already.
So,
you might want to give her a little advice.
Yes, thank you very much. So Denise, if you are with a man that treats you like that, do you think you deserve better? I'm sure if you put your problem to the Most High, he will find you a decent husband who will provide even better and give you more respect. Because you seem like you're struggling with a husband who have no respect for you and suffer with so low self-esteem, right? You need to get some counsel from the I.S.U.P.K priests, and then you will see how much your value comes up.
That's right.
You don't want to stay with a man like that, because someday he's going to bring something home to you that even the doctor might have to run from you. Okay? Have some self-esteem. Take up yourself and put yourself in fasting and prayer. You deserve, not because that man is providing, that is a problem. He has no respect for you because you are depending on him. And that child that you have, which is not for him, that even make it worse. Maybe that's what is stressing him. He's providing for you and a child that don't belong to him. So guess what? I'm providing for them, so she can't tell me nothing. She's depending on me. I'm not saying that's the case. So don't hold me sticks and stones to that, right? But I'm telling you, if you come to the I.S.U.P.K priest and speak to them, I'm sure they will help you. And the other sisters will help you build your self-esteem, and you can step away from that man, and God will provide. You will see the miracle in your life where God provides for you. I can tell you from my own experience, when you walk away from things that is making you less comfortable than you should be, not because the man is provided for you, that means that you have to save the money, treat you like dirt. Yeah, even dirt is better than the way he's treating you, because dirt brings forth a lot of things, you know. It nourishes a lot of plants, and it cover up the deads, so it does a lot of things. So you need to step up your you need to step up your self-esteem a few more steps up. Yeah, with all due respect, as a sister, you are seeking something to get understanding.
Shalom, Lord Christ.
So be not afraid, sister, to put yourself out there where people who will value you and encourage you.
All right, let me go in the back.
Right? Nothing is wrong with you getting up and brush yourself off. You deserve more than somebody treating you like a floor mat. Right? Or, you know, let's put it the most derogative way, a toilet mat. Because, you know, sometimes men drain off on the toilet mat. And, you know, when the woman going to the toilet, she said they might always urinating on the toilet seat and messing up the mat at the front of the toilet. That's how the man is treating you, because he can come in and you cannot do nothing about it, because he's providing for you and a child that don't belong to him. So you don't even care much, because whatever I do, you have to accept it. My friend Denise, come to the I.S.U.P.K. Let the sisters in here build your confidence up. Let the priests advise you, and you will see the changes in your life once you decide to apply them to you. Because I think you're worth more than that. I don't know you physically, but I think the way you present it, you should be able to come into the shoot and get some good advice and support.
Salakia and Denise Ruth the bro, don't for 1 minute think that Officer Moses is telling you to leave your husband. We do not enhance leaving or breaking up of marriages. Remember, the Bible says the Israelites, we don't believe in divorce. There's no such thing in divorce. Yeah, but the Officer Moses is completely correct. Come to the I.S.U.P.K under the command of General YAHANNA. The both of you come, not just you, sister. You bring your husband and you get counsel. We don't care that he's a priest of the church. We don't care that he's a pastor of the church. He does not know the Bible. Neither does he understand our records. I'm presuming you're an Israelite, sister, and I'm presuming your husband's an Israelite. He's a so-called black, Hispanic, or native. And if you fall into that category of lineage, of inheritance, of bloodline, you are one of us. And you need to get yourself down to 394 Lodge Road and get some counsel from Captain Karathia, from Officer Dongaba, from Officer Shamgar, the men that are the heads of this school in Hockley, Birmingham. You will get proper counsel and we'll straighten out your marriage. And we'll get you right, and you start to understand what you're supposed to be doing. But the fornication, the lying, the adultery, that cannot stay amongst our people, our beloved blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's not what we're about. So Officer Moses is completely right what he touched on, but don't for 1 minute any of our people out there think that we advocate divorce. There's no such thing as divorce in the Bible. There's no such thing as putting away your husband in the Bible or putting away your wife. Once you have sex, you're married. And if you're not getting along or you feel to separate, you need counsel in that moment. So that is the law. That's what the Bible says. And that's what the officers saying to you.
But except for fornication. Because if the husband is going out doing fornication, then he can write a bill of divorce. Yes? But even though we'd really like for you to reconcile with the whole relationship and see if you can make a change and turn the husband around, that's fine. But let's read.
Getting us, but yeah, just to add to that, getting a second and third wife or sleeping with other women is not fornication. Remember, he'd only be fornicating if he was sleeping with a married woman. For him to go out, for this priest or your pastor husband, sister, if he goes out and gets a second wife, yes, you can sit down and discuss it. If you're not happy, you need to come to the I.S.U.P.K and get counsel. But you shouldn't come on by yourself. You should bring your husband and counsel together. Remember, he's not committing adultery if he gets a second or third wife. He's acting lawfully. Okay, he's doing nothing wrong. If you're the one that's not happy, you are not allowed to put your husband away or divorce him. This is biblical. This is in our record, sister. Get this. If you're still not happy and you're not happy with what we're teaching you and showing you, get yourself down to the I.S.U.P.K and get that most important counsel, that life-saving counsel from the elders in our school, the heads of our school. Salakia.
Can we proceed to read 1 Corinthians 6 verse 19?
1 Corinthians.
No, sorry, 6. So, flee fornication, ever sin that a man's.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 19. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you, which ye have of God.
Read from 18, sorry.
Come on. Flee, verse 18. Flee fornication. Every sin that man doeth is without the body. But he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body.
Verse 19.
Verse 19. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, which is in you, which ye have of God, and ye are not your own.
Right. So you see, when as Ruth, yeah, Deborah Ruth, this is for you. Just don't
Denicia.
don't sorry,
Route.
okay. Denicia route, Deborah. Please come down to 394 Lodge Road and or set a date, because I'm sure you can, if you Google it, you can get the phone number likewise on the website, and arrange some form of meeting with one of the priests. Okay? Dongabar, Krathia, our Officer Shamgar. They are good at counseling. And I'm sure you, if you don't come alone, as the brother said, bring your husband. So both of you we can sit down and counsel both of you. There's no problem that cannot be solved when you present it to God. Because even Sarah, when Sarah doubted God that she could get pregnant at her age, she did listen to her husband. Her husband did listen to her when he tell her to put Ishmael away. And God said, listen to your wife Sarah. So please persuade your husband and bring him down here as best you can. And it might not happen tomorrow, it might not happen next month, but kind of neng in his a little bit until he get fed up and come. Right? And then we can help you in that area. But for now, you can't just sit on and ride out the storm and think it is gonna get better without help. No disease in the body cure without help. You understand? So don't sit down and stress on it alone. I hope this will be of a good advice to you and you take it on board and come along. So now let's go to Romans 1 verse 29. Let's see what it says.
The book of Romans chapter 1 verse 29. Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers.
Right. So you see, all of these things can develop these spirits of evil in you, because you're gonna get hungry and you might hurt yourself, likewise hurting somebody. All of this jealousy and rage of anger just because of fornication. Yeah, you don't go. So take heed that you don't go overboard when things like these hit you, right? Because you expect that a husband should treat you like a wife, and likewise you treat a husband like a husband. But in circumstances like this, let's understand that God don't like these things, and He show you what can happen when these things come into your life. And when some people start losing respect for each other in a relationship, counseling is a good thing. Don't get yourself too carried away about what people might say, because people will speak whether you do good or bad, ugly or pretty. People will say what they want to say. They ain't gonna wait on you, right? It's just that you must, under every circumstances, seek help. Both prayer and counseling can do a lot, right?
Right.
So don't be afraid to get up and get out there and seek the counsel that you need and the help that you need. Can we read verse 30? Romans 1 verse 30.
The book of Romans chapter 1 verse 30. Backbiters, haters of Yahweh, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents.
So you see, all of these, when a husband break up a house or a wife break up a house, the children, it can affect the children and become very disobedient because they don't know which side to take anymore. Because they don't want to, some of them love their mom, they don't want to blame their mom for what is happening, even if the dad is trying to explain to him. Some of them love the dad so much they don't want to hear nothing from the mom's side. So they become very disobedient, knowing that they were in a happy house and think that everything was happy between the both of you. Then all of a sudden, they let the guard down, everything break away. No, they don't know which side to go. So they just become confused. They don't want to hear nothing from nobody. All they want to see is that you two back together and things work out. Kids always love to see their parents together, right? So don't come with this silliness now, thinking about, oh, I can't stand this man. This when you're in this relationship, this is not about you anymore. No, this is about the kids now. Right? I know you have emotion. I know you want everything to work out, but don't forget, don't just break up because it's gonna you're gonna get your freedom. It's more than that. Every happy home get counseling. And if you don't want counseling, then you cannot do it on your own anyway. What's going on?
And just to add to what you're saying, Sister Denicia Ruth, the bro, if you're still listening and you're still in the audience and you're still in the stream yard, just remember, sister, that this is not counsel. We are not counseling you. We're giving you the law according to the prophet Moses, according to the Bible. Okay, if you're in Trinidad, okay, so there's a school in Trinidad. The head of the school in Trinidad is Officer Sorapaya Allah. You can go and you can go to the school and get counsel from that officer. He is more than equipped to counsel you. He's an officer of 5,000. He's a very high-ranked officer. In fact, he's the highest-ranked officer that you get after officer 5,000. There is not a higher officer status in the I.S.U.P.K. So you can go to your school in Trinidad, seek Officer Sarapa, Allah, and get counsel from that brother. He will be more than willing to counsel you and your husband, sister. I hope that helps you.
Okay. Can you read Leviticus 20, verse 10?
Leviticus
20, verse 10.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, and verse 10.
Shall I read on?
And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death.
Why you think you have the right to mess up somebody else's house and the punishment do not apply to you? Right? You're killing somebody's house. You destroy the relationship. What about your house now? Should you live happy? Should you see or hear a wife and husband next door at each other's throat? Right? Crying and screaming and all kind of things happening. And you supposed to go over your house with your door locked? Feeling happy and comfortable? Come on, man. That is unfair. The wickedness that you done, you must be put to death for it.
Salakia for interrupting. Denise Ruth the bro. Yes, Salakia, just to reiterate, the officer's name is Sawap Ya'ala. Okay, Sawap Ya'ala. And he's the head of the school in Trinidad, Salakia.
Can you read verse 11?
Verse 11.
Leviticus 20, verse 11.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 11. And the man that lieth with his father's wife hath uncovered his father's nakedness. Both of them shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
Would you really want to put yourself at risk just for a skirt? Another man's wife or your father's wife? How disgusting that is to look upon your father's nakedness. Is not the same thing why Ham was in trouble with God? Or Ham's son was in trouble with God for looking upon Moses' nakedness? Noah's nakedness? Eh? So why you think you are exempt from that after you destroy somebody's happy family? What is going on in their family if it's unrest in there? If you cannot do good, don't do bad. Because you're going to get punishment for it. Give a good word of advice and whatever support you can give to amend the relationship. Don't go out and break out the relationship further than it is, because what they're breaking up, you're supposed to jump in and join and take over the man's wife? No. Not because your father turned his back. You're supposed to, and the wife may be seductive, want to try to seduce her, like how they try to seduce seduced Joseph in Egypt, Pharaoh's wife. He was strong enough to turn away. So why can't you just? He's not a different man from you. He's just a man just like you. And he turns away from that because he's somebody's wife. You can do the same. In this school, we do not support a brother sleep with the next brother's wife. Whereas we would be a hypocrite. We would not be the home of the truth. Right? We would be like them filthy Christian church and them filthy pastors and priests into the Catholic Church telling you that God loves everybody and you can pray for your sin. Most of all, they're going to tell you to come and confess your sin to them who are committing more sin than you. Because most of those priests are molesting even kids, right? And they're going to come and tell you to confess your sin to them. The pastor is sleeping with your daughter and your wife and your son, but you must come and tell him your problem. Eh? Fornication in the church is rising up on the double. And what they're telling you, come and give your money. Come, let's pray for you. How can you allow a man who is doing wickeder things than you to pray for you? Eh? Can sore heal sore? Can sin heal sin? No. I've not seen that in the Bible, sin heals sin. I've seen where prayer, righteous prayer heals sins, but not sore, curing sore, nor sin, healing sin. No. Even the devil knows that his house is divided. And guess what? He knows he cannot succeed. So why you think you have your right to go destroy your neighbor's house or your neighbor's relationship with his wife and his kids, and your own must stay happy? No. Them wickedness we do not encourage under no circumstances, and we will not accept anybody coming here with that kind of mentality. Every sister have her husband and every brother have their wife. Some wife might not come because some of them are a little bit stubborn to persuade over. And you know, some people born in this system, they think you're talking against the oppressor is a problem. And you're saying something bad. But give them time. When the Most High kind of churn it up a little bit, you know, you will see how fast they come around. Because it's nothing to hide. Everybody go through problems financially, at work, in your relationship at home. Every problem, we go through all kind of problem, but we stay in the truth. We support each other to stay in the truth. Because we have nowhere else to turn. No better advices out there than of the Bible. Right? There's no better advice out there than from this book. Any other book out there giving you advice, tell them it's rubbish. The Quran is rubbish. The Catholic preaching is rubbish. Religion is rubbish. Because none of them fight and wrestle with the things of this world to avoid it. No, they're seducingly giving themselves into it just for the vanity. But in the I.S.U.P.K, we don't care much about the world or the things of this world. We care about this, doing the will of our God and our Lord and Savior, Yahushua. So
That's right.
when the I.S.U.P.K come out and say we are the home of the truth, we give it to you from this, because this is the only truth left in the world. They try their best to destroy it, but it still stands and it outlived generation. It breaks kingdom and it raises kingdom because it's raising our kingdom. So we can give our God the praise that he deserves, right? So sisters and brothers out there, fornication is never a good thing. It is, a man might think he benefit from it because he's laughing after another brother because he just ravaged his wife and destroyed his house, but it's coming around. It's coming around just like how you enter the roundabout. You got to exit it, but you're not going to exit it without your punishment. So laugh today as much as you want, but tomorrow is the sorrows. So, brother, shall we Leviticus 20? Shall we go to Leviticus 22?
It's lucky. There's a question. There's another question from Seeker of the Truth. His question is, Shalom, sir. I have an off-topic question. Should we bless our house by praying over it with oil before we move in? And can evil spirits live in a house and how can that affect me? I've got a couple of precepts for you. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 44, and let's start from verse 30, offerings to the priest. Because ultimately what you've got to understand and remember, what's the brother's name? Salakia.
Seeker of the truth.
Seeker of the truth. What you've got to remember is you cannot bless yourself. You cannot bless your own house. Where do blessings come from? Seeker of the truth. If you know the answer, type it in. I'm going to give you the answer. Your blessings come from the Most High Power, Yahweh. That's God. That's our Lord, our Master. That's the Most High God. He gives you your blessings. Whether you deserve your blessings or not, you cannot know that. It's impossible. But there's certain servants of the Most High God are ordained to bless your house. You yourself cannot bless your house. Let's see what Ezekiel recorded in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 44, verse 30. And the first of all the fruits of all things, and every oblation of every sort of your oblation, shall be the priest's. Ye shall also give unto the priest the first of your dough, that he may cause the blessing to rest in thine house. Thine me being your house. Okay, this is ancient English. So thine, thee, thy, thou. These are ancient terms. So thine being yours. Okay, so the blessing here is ordained through the priest. The priest or Ezekiel would have gave you your blessing or would have blessed your house. Here's another precept in the book of Genesis. Give me 1 second and I'll find it. Just bear with me. What's the brother's name up?
Seeker of the truth.
Seeker of the truth. Just bear with me. I'll give you another precept in the book of Genesis. It's Genesis 39 and 5. Here's definitive proof that your blessings come from the Most High God. And you cannot bless your house yourself, seeker of the truth. And it came to pass from the time that he had made him oversee in the house. Now this is talking about Joseph, who when he was in the land of Egypt, and he was the overseer, he was working under the Pharaoh. Pharaoh's number 2. Let's go again. And it came, verse 5, and it came to pass from the time that he had made him overseer in the house, and over all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake. Now, this isn't the Lord God blessing a Hamite or an African. He's blessing the Egyptian house because Joseph resided there. The blessing was for Joseph, not for the Hamite. Joseph is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. Joseph was an Israelite. Let me read that again, verse 5. The book of Genesis, chapter 39, verse 5. And it came to pass from the time that he had made him overseer in the house. So Pharaoh's made Joseph the overseer, which is the highest rank under Pharaoh. And all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake. And the blessing of the Lord was upon all that he had in the house and in the field. So not only Joseph here gets the blessing, all his cattle get the blessing, all his livestock get the blessing, and all his family get the blessing of his lineage, of his bloodline.
That's right.
Salakia.
So
I hope that
seeker of the
question.
truth. I hope that settled your deal, and we could get back on track with what word is. Can you give me the book of Deuteronomy, Leviticus 20, verse 10?
Come on. The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 10. And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with the neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death.
Right. So all of this comes under the same heading, and we shall show you that in the book of Deuteronomy 22, verse 22. Deuteronomy 22.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22. Which verse?
Verse 22 to 24. If a
Chapter
man
22, verse 22.
Chapter 22, verse 22 to 24.
Come. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die. Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman, so shalt thou put away evil from Israel. Verse 23. If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto an husband, and a man find her in the city, and lie with her. Verse 24. Then ye shall bring them both out into the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones that they die. The damsel, because she cried not, being in the city, and the man, because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife. So that shall put away evil from among you.
Right. So you see, all of these are the rules that the Most High give to us to live by a certain standard, because we should be the light of the world, right? And if we are doing these things, the other nation have no respect for us, right? Even though till today they know who we are and we are bringing out the truth of the Most High, they still don't have no respect for it. But that doesn't mean that we should fall for the filthiness of their world and the practice that the polygamy practice, right? And this is why you see so much filthiness going on in church, because nobody go by the rules what God said, right? Because we ourselves break away from the rules. But we are coming back to that which the Most High have given. Never sleep with your sister's husband. Never sleep with your brother's wife. Never sleep with your father's wife. Never see your neighbor's wife and want her. That is wickedness among the children of Israel.
That's right.
And it is a substandard level that all the other 17 nations like to do. So basically, you must know that with us, as the children of Israel, we are expected and being looked upon to uphold a certain standard. And the standard is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, giving the Most High the high praise that he deserves, right? So if you find yourself struggling with that kind of spirit on you, ask for help. Come and seek counsel. We have enough experienced priests in the school to give you counsel. If you are not close to this school, or if you are in any other country, there's always a school near to you. If you have to take a day trip to go there, make a day trip. You will be rewarded for that. The Most High will see the effort that you put into seeking to change the wickedness among you. And he will show you that he appreciates whatever effort you put into coming to him, right? So if you see a brother trying to lust after another man's wife, tell him no, not inside there. This is the home of the truth, and we cannot opposing the things that we say we are the home of the truth. But yes, we are supporting their filthy things. No, we could never be the home of the truth then.
Right.
We cannot be like the other organization out there, telling lies and deceiving each other for whatever they desire. In here, we don't do that. We break bread together, and we go in the street and we sweat together to bring forth this truth to all our people that pass in the gates. And most of all, what would we even hold on to if we lose this truth? So if you desire the truth, this is the home of the truth. 394 Lodge Road, B185 PW. Yes, this is the home of the truth, and we're proud to hold up that motto. as being the home of the truth. So
Play video.
you can
Prophet
you need to play
12 and 44.
you need to play that video with that woman. Crafty, that video. This is what the other nation want us to live like. Right? Look at this.
There is nothing special about a man
This is
marrying
the way of
many
the
women,
Catholics.
but the reverse
You really want to live
polyandry
like this?
is unheard of
Eh?
in the mainly
This is
patriarchal
like
society.
like swine
However,
following in
things
a-
are beginning to change with
Yeah?
stories of women with multiple husbands emerging.
Look at this is
This
how
woman
we have
has
lived.
become famous in this area. She is a mother of 2 children, has 3 husbands, and all live in the same house. Jimmy, Danny, and Hassan are now best friends, and it seems they share almost everything from the place
This
they
is the way
live
of
in
the
to the
Hamite.
same woman
You
they
cannot want to
share.
live like this. One
These
wife,
young men, who
3
seem to be the
husbands.
same age,
That's like-
live in this
that's
beautiful
like 3
city.
swines eating at
Being a
the
woman
farm.
and marrying many men
that.
is uncommon in this area and this country. Their neighbors are so used to them that they don't seem bothered even when walking on the street. These men also take pride in being with their wife wherever they are. What made Nelly decide to marry 3 men? Why did these men agree to share one woman?
No.
How do they handle it when it comes to intimacy time? This is an extraordinary story of a woman who married 3 husbands. My name is Nelly, and I am the world record holder woman in this area with 3 husbands. I work as a car dealer.
She is the woman of three husbands, and she really she think everybody's looking up on her like she's an example. She's abomination.
That's right.
She's filthy. She like a pig with a trough. 3 pigs each on one trough. Look at the substandard behavior. Come on, Israel. We don't have to stoop so low to that.
That's right.
Look,
Get them from Dubai
like that. Come on, man.
and sell them in my country. I have lived with these 3 men as my husbands for 3 years. I had a husband with whom we were together for 8 years who was in a car accident and died after we had 2 children. After my husband died,
And welcome back to this U.S. Open office.
That is one of the most disgusting things I can ever
That's
watch.
right.
How can you walk into your house and see 2 other man there with your wife? Oh my God. You see this that's why when the Most High said when we go into these places, do not take on the custom of the people, because their lifestyle is vain. She seek a vain glory out of something like that. Eh? If one man carrying a disease to her, everybody share the disease.
That's right.
And that is her vain glory where she glorify herself. She is the only woman getting that kind of attention. 3 hugging her trough. That is nasty. And that is what she feel like. Oh, she's a queen now. The queen of harlot. An abomination. Ham has never raised up his head from his harmful stage anyway. So what example is that for you to follow? Not in the least we would want that. With that, should you close the class? With that, we say this is the end of today's class. And
That's the class. We give the teacher 1K salute. So with the I.S.U.P.K started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. Rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months to which the brother and sister will call each other. After this 6 month period, they will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 28:10. Means 10th in the Hebrew or Aisha, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you the treasury department or the teacher. Priest fund, Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you like to give. Upcoming holy convocations is the feast of first fruits. Closing. All archive, check the bulletin board in the hallway. And check all social media, UPK social media. That's Instagram, Facebook, Periscope. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headscarf. And with that, I'm going to give one question to teacher, Visual, and Madiam.